All right, Donald, we're going to take a look at your swing from your lesson the other day. I have your swing on the left before we worked together, and then on the right, the changes that we made. So let's just take a look at your swing on the left, first of all. Okay, so you'll notice that I've drawn a yellow box that starts down around your ankles and extends up toward the top of your head. I drew this box on here to show you as a point of reference sort of where your body's mass is throughout the golf swing. And we talked a lot about the golf swing being on a circle, that circle having a low point, and that low point being where the club strikes the ground, and how the best golfers, the most consistent golfers, have control over that low point, and that low point is always in front of the golf ball. We talked about how shifting your weight to the right during the backswing in this direction is the first way to skew the low point of that golf swing. The second way to be able to skew that low point would be a bending, breaking of your left arm at the top of your backswing. And then the third way would be losing your wrist angles, or sort of throwing away your wrist angles through impact. Now, take a look at this swing on the left as I move it back here. Notice how just immediately as the club is moving back, your head is moving back sort of in this direction. Your entire body mass is moving back this way. Well, effectively what that's doing, and we talked a lot about it, is moving that low point way behind the golf ball. So here we have you at the top of your backswing. We've moved way behind it. We've also got the severe bend in your left arm here. These are all things that are going to make it very, very difficult and introduce a lot of chaos into controlling the low point of your golf swing. On the right here, just for a second, here's some changes we made at setup. Number one, we got your feet flared out, sort of in this direction, probably about 20 degrees. We've got your knees slightly flared out, about 10 degrees, just sort of in the same direction as your feet. We've got your weight forward, your tailbone slid forward. We've got your arms hanging down naturally with a little bit of forward shaft lean, the shaft leaning toward the target here, in a much, much, much better position to hit the ball solidly, to start to hit the ball solidly. So, in talking about how to control that low point and how to make a backswing, I kind of defined that in just a few words for you, where I wanted you to feel as though from the start your left shoulder would work straight down toward your shoe, your left arm would work inward, sort of swinging around inward around your body. The right knee would straighten, and your left knee would flex sort of in at the ball. Okay? Now you'll see all of those things sort of happen here. Let me remove the arrows. Now as we start the club away, notice how the left shoulder is working more down. Still a little too flat. I'd like to see it working a little bit more down. Left arm is working in, staying much straighter. Here you are at the top of your backswing. Notice how your head hasn't, it has moved a little bit this way, so we've still got some work to do. And the reason why is because you have not extended your spine. You have not side tilted enough and extended your spine in this direction. Okay, that's also evident by your left knee sort of breaking and bending in toward the other knee. Remember, I want that left knee to break in toward the ball, not move toward your other knee. Okay. Also, from the top here, you'll see you still got a little bit of bend here in your left arm. We're going to have to continue to work on keeping that left arm radius, more intact, more straight. But overall, pretty dramatic changes in just, a matter of a few minutes here in the golf shop. But I want you to rehearse this. I want you to get in front of a mirror, and I want you to practice, your left shoulder down, left arm in, right knee straightening, left knee flexing, side tilting. Okay? That my goal for the first lesson was to teach you, a proper backswing and how to do this, and now I want you to rep this. Okay, Donald, to further illustrate, the movements that I'm trying to teach you or trying to get you to make, I've got Charlie Wee here on the left, and he's, kind of the model for this pattern that I'm teaching you, and I want you to notice, all the things that we talked about, how he exemplifies these movements. So beginning from the setup, I mean, you can see how your setup and his setup are very, very similar. Weight on the left side, handle forward, very, very good. Now, starting in the backswing, you're going to see his left shoulder work down. You're going to see his right knee straighten, his left knee flex as his arms move in. You can see the shoulder working down, the left arm working in across the chest, the left tilt or the side tilt beginning to happen. You can see his spine tilting in this direction. You can see his right knee straightening, his left knee flexing, and his head is very, very still, very, very quiet. Left arm remaining straight all the way to the top of the backswing here. Again, I'll put you in that position. And you can see how your left shoulder is not working in a downward fashion. Your left shoulder is working more around your body, this way. Okay? So that's what I want you to rehearse in front of a mirror. Left shoulder working down, side tilting to the left. Okay? Now, as just sort of an illustration, we haven't worked on this yet, and it's kind of for the next lesson, but as we start down, what you're going to see is from the top, the first thing you'll notice is Charlie's left knee, left hip pushing forward as his arms begin to drop. Onto impact. And you can see when you start down, your knee, your hip are not pushing forward, and your arm isn't dropping. Your arm is shifting out toward the golf ball, sort of over the top and to the left. And because the left arm has shifted out, the club is approaching too steeply. Therefore, your arms have to bend, break, and separate. Notice the distance between your elbows getting significantly larger. So they're pretty close together. They're separating, 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 separating past impact. You have to separate your elbows to shallow out the swing to make enough room for the club so that it doesn't strike the ground. Whereas with Charlie, you'll see his elbows are tight together and they stayed the same distance pinching together throughout the golf swing. So I hope this helps you. Give me a call.